Welcome to Shape of the City. I'm Clover Frederick and I'll be your host. People 65 years and older represent more than 14% of the U.S. population. By 2030, that number is expected to grow to roughly 20%. With the number of older adults growing, understanding how to stay active and healthy at any age becomes even more important. Today, we'll find out why and how older adults should be eating healthy and staying active. Joining me today is Tracie Foreman from Aging Partners Health and Fitness and Denise Boyd, Aging Partners Registered Dietitian. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Sure. So now we understand that staying fit from childhood to adulthood is very important. Can you tell me what are some of the biggest physical changes and challenges that happen as you get older?
Well, ideally, if everyone could start when they're a child, that would be great. But as we get older, we begin to lose lean muscle mass. And so it's very important to keep strength training and moving in a cardiovascular mode, if you can, on a daily basis, strength training 3 times a week. But other things that occur as we get older are certain losses and life changes that can affect our mood, and oftentimes mood is directly related to physical activity. So we know that not only the loss of lean muscle mass, but also more medications can occur. So staying active throughout your life can alleviate some of those health problems and possibly keep us off some of those meds and help us to live longer.
Great. Now, what should somebody consider before deciding to become more active?
Well, consider first and foremost if they have any limitations and what kind of exercise fits their lifestyle. If they're trying to do something they don't enjoy, they're probably not going to stick with it. So find a good fit and then work with someone who's knowledgeable about that type of fitness. So understanding that we don't want to start too big, start small and work your way up.
Now you mentioned strength training. Tell me more about how strength training can fit into a fitness routine.
Well, we lose lean muscle mass a little bit every year, and they say about every 5 years we can lose 3 to 4% of our lean muscle mass. So strength training is important to keep us strong, to keep us getting up and down out of those chairs and out of cars and reaching for things in the cabinets and carrying our groceries. So strength training includes the use of either free weights or resistance type exercises using our body as our resistance. Also equipment used at gyms or anything you can do to challenge your body to work harder.
Okay, well what are some of those simple exercises we could do at home?
Well, simple things you can do at home are wall push-ups and chair stands. Crossing your arms over your chest and standing helps to build the lean muscle mass in your legs, your quad, and your hamstring strength. And wall push-ups really help to increase your upper body strength. All important. Plus they work on those core muscles that help to keep us upright also. You can use your soup cans in your grocery bags, and most of us have thousands of those. So.
What about somebody who has some mobility challenges? What do you recommend?
We have programs on 5 City TV and 10 Health that people can watch on a daily basis from early in the morning until around noon. So if you have limited mobility, you can do exercises from home using the soup cans in the bags or just pushing yourself up, anything you can do to strengthen your upper body, asking for an exercise partner to come in and exercise in the home with you, or if you can ask for assistance to and from a location.
Now tell me about Stepping On.
Stepping On is a program that has been so popular in our community. It's a 7-week program that participants call ahead and sign up for, and we usually have long waiting lists of people who want to get into this program. For 7 weeks, people come and get to listen to guest experts talk about the things that can affect our balance, and of course that encompasses a wide array of situations, but a lot of times it has to do with health and medications and vision and balance, of course, which is inner ear, feet, and vision. So we have experts come in throughout the 7 weeks, and it's 2 hours a week. And they talk to the people about what they can do to improve their balance. But probably one of the most important and consistent things we do throughout the 7 weeks is to have them do a set of 8 exercises. There are 4 strength and 4 balance exercises. And then that's their homework every week. They go home and do those exercises. So it's an excellent program, and everyone who attends says it goes very quickly and they really learned a lot. So,
okay, well, tell us about some of the fitness programming available with Aging Partners.
Aging Partners has really a wide variety of programs available. If you like to do cardiovascular exercise, we have line dancing classes available. And as I said before, 5 City TV and 10 Health has all kinds of programs on their station daily. We also have exercise classes in the community for people who like to stretch and tone their muscles, and yoga would be included in that. We also have Tai Chi, different levels of Tai Chi. For those people who are less able to move, the seated Tai Chi is an excellent option for them. We have modified Tai Chi 8 form, and we have advanced Tai Chi 24 form, or it's actually called regular Tai Chi, I guess. It's the 24 form that's done in other countries and that you would see in the parks.
Sure. Okay. Now, what can family and friends do to encourage their loved ones who are older to participate in some of these activities?
Well, the first thing would be to set an example and encourage their parent or their loved one to continue to move. If that parent is no longer able to drive, help them to get to a location or come in and work out with them. I think encouragement is the big thing, and giving them information about what's available in the community.
Okay, well, thank you, Tracie. Let's chat with Denise a little bit. Now, we understand that nutrition is important in our whole lives. So what are some of the challenges that somebody faces nutritionally as they get older?
Well, as Tracie talked about, some of the changes would be the loss of lean muscle mass, because once you lose that muscle, then your metabolic rate goes down, which means your need for calories goes down. So you need to be very sure that the food you consume isn't an empty calorie. It needs to have all those nutrient bonuses that you get from real food of good quality. Other things that I find people would lose some sensory changes. Perhaps they can't see as well, their tastes change. All of those things, if you don't enjoy your food, you don't eat as well. So that is some of the physical changes that occur that impact your diet as you grow older.
Okay, what are some of the benefits of eating healthier as you age?
Well, food is the fuel for everything. And if you're going to be active, you need to be adequately fueled. You need nutrients to maintain your body. You need nutrients to maintain your immune system. All important things for at any age, and that we need to be aware of as we get older.
Okay, what are some of the biggest challenges that older adults face in trying to eat healthier?
I think the people that I'm involved with at Aging Partners, I see a lot of people that have some chronic diseases. We estimate that older adults, about 90% of them have at least one chronic disease, and about 70% have 2. And that could be diabetes, hypertension, osteoporosis, a lipidemia, a fat, atherosclerosis. And those are all things that people are dealing with. And too often they get a diagnosis and perhaps they get a treatment, but they don't generally, because nutrition counseling is not well thought of, or it is not reimbursed in the healthcare system. They don't get the expertise of a dietary professional in dealing with this. One of the examples that comes to my mind is that I have people that join us for lunch and won't eat broccoli, or they won't eat lettuce because they are on a blood thinner. And I try to help them understand that it is a consistent level of greens and that you're really missing out on some nutritional powerhouses if you omit all of those green leafy vegetables and fruits from your diet. So
I've heard that one before. What are some of the simple things that people can do to improve their nutrition?
Well, I like the advice of Michael Pollan, and he is not a dietitian, but he is a professor of journalism and science writing, and his advice is very simple. Eat food, and not too much, mostly plants. And that really just feeds right into the My Plate, which is our latest advice from our researchers and scientists, is that we need to look at a plate and half of it should be fruits and vegetables. A fourth of it can be protein or meat or eggs, a good protein source, and a fourth of it could be grains, along with milk. Very simple, very easy, and as a dietitian, I want to tell everybody, eat food first. Don't be looking at all those supplements that many people are advertising or talking about on daytime TV. So food first.
Very good. What are some of the nutritional services that Aging Partners offers?
Well, Aging Partners sponsors the Older Americans Act meals in our 8-county area. We have hot noon meals that are provided in group settings, and they are a meal that is nutrient dense, planned to meet most older adults' nutritional needs. And we have, I believe, 11 locations in Lancaster County, and then another 12 locations in the surrounding counties. So I spend a lot of time helping those people prepare safe, nutritious meals. We also support Tabitha Meals on Wheels in providing meals 365 days a week in Lincoln, which is unusual in this country. We don't have that in our rural areas. So we help them. The other thing that I'm involved in is nutrition counseling. Every person that eats with us is screened, and we follow up with people that perhaps are struggling with some nutritional issues. We provide nutrition education. Coming up is our second Scary Foods presentation, which will be the end of October at the Downtown Senior Center, and we're looking at foods that maybe people haven't tasted before and give them a chance.
That's great. Now, what can we do to help our loved ones eat better?
Well, eating is a social occasion, and I think probably one of the best things you can do for your loved one is to eat with them or invite them over to eat, help them with shopping, and help them with food preparation. I am a great fan of the farmers markets here in town, and it's interesting to see a lot of older adults, perhaps with their daughters or sons, enjoying that opportunity. And it just fits in with my philosophy, food first. So,
well, you both have provided us with a lot of great information. Thank you both for coming on the show.
welcome.
When we return, we'll hear about how grandparents can influence their grandchildren's health.
What if you could add 5 years to your child's life and make your whole family healthier with simple changes? Partnership for Healthy Lincoln wants to help you and your family live longer, healthier lives. It's easier than you think. Take the dog for a walk, play more and text a little less. Swap out a soda for water once a day. Keep fruits and veggies handy for snacking. These simple changes can add 5 years to your child's life and make your whole family healthier. For more information, visit healthylincoln.org.
Welcome back to Shape of the City. I'm Clover Frederick, your host. For many children, grandparents are a key part of their lives, whether it's an occasional visit or on a regular basis. That being said, the importance of eating and activities between grandparents and their grandchildren is often underestimated. To learn some simple and fun ways to improve healthy living for both, I'll talk with Mary Johnson from the F Street Community Center and Marcia Wallen, wellness coach and registered dietitian for Williamsburg Hy-Vee. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you.
Now let's start with Mary. Let's talk about the impact that grandparents have on their grandchildren when it comes to living more healthy lives.
Well, just being a role model is a great start. I think a lot of times grandparents think they need to be aware of what's going on with their their grandkids' lives and a part of their world, but I think grandchildren want to be a part of their grandparents' world. They want to hear stories, they want to go on walks, they want to hear about when they were kids and what they did and how they did it. And I think that can be a great start and a basis for an active relationship with your grandchildren.
Okay, what are some of the benefits to both the grandparent and the grandchild?
Grandparents, improving endurance so that they can chase around those little grandkids, and then as they get older, go to all their events, so improving endurance. Flexibility, you would think that that's a given, but it's surprising how often it comes into play, being flexible. Balance is a great byproduct of a healthy lifestyle, and grandparents want to be able to participate in activities with their grandchildren without falling, without being concerned about becoming injured, and so those would be some great things for grandparents. For the grandchildren, I think their grandparents look cool. When they're participating in activities with them, I think that it improves the relationship with their grandparent.
Now, what advice do you have for a grandparent who plays a very regular role in the grandchild's life?
Well, I would say it would be important to be intentional. Plan activities that they will be interested in, and to account for different levels of activity. Some grandparents are incredibly active, and they should take their kids mountain biking, their grandkids mountain biking. They should take them on a jog. Some grandparents are in the position to introduce running as an activity to their grandchild. And so I think the main thing is to avoid that screen time, to avoid idle time, to spend quality, active time with your grandchildren. And one thing I've thought a lot about is it would be great for a grandparent to consider what it is they're interested in, they've been interested in their entire lives. If it's bird watching, taking their grandchildren bird watching with them and imparting some of their knowledge, in that area with, on their grandchildren. I talked a little bit about history and telling stories. A lot of people don't realize that there used to be an amusement park over in Wilderness Park. A lot of grandparents might remember when that was an amusement park, and grandchildren would love to hear about that. So there's the obvious, go to a park, fly a kite, kick a ball around, but there's also things like pickleball and playing pool and ping pong and foosball and things that our community centers all have at the ready.
Great. Now, what are some activities that are available through Parks and Recreation?
Well, I have a whole list for you.
I bet.
So I mentioned playing pool. A lot of grandparents really know their stuff when it comes to playing pool, and they can teach the grandkids different ways to play pool, ways to shoot, and then communication becomes a part of that also about other things. Golf at Ager, over at our Ager Junior Golf Course, they have special clubs for smaller children so that they can learn the game. And I wish they had special clubs for me because they're bigger and you don't miss the ball. Tennis at Irving. We have a new tennis court that was just put in at Irving. There are smaller courts that are a part of that are for children, smaller children. And it also would mean that the grandparent's not chasing the ball, quite so far. And so that would be a fun activity. There's also tennis at Woods. There's pickleball now over at Upco Park. and they have the lines and everything. And you know, you can go online and look at the rules for pickleball, their special paddles. That would be a really fun activity. There is, well, there's always the Pioneers Park Nature Center. There's also, though, cross-country meets out at Pioneers Park right now, especially in the fall. If you check the schedules, you can go out there. They're free. They're very festive. And then, you know, the grandparents can come back with the grandchildren, walk the course, or if they feel up to it, run the course. And then those kids have that experience of seeing a cross-country meet and walking the course with their grandparent. And I mean, what a great thing to be able to do that. There's Frisbee golf at Tierra Park and also at Roper Park. That would be a really fun activity for grandparents. And then lastly, Hyde Observatory is open to the public on Saturdays. You can go online and look at their schedule. Right now is a great time of year to go out there. That would be active. There's fishing, you know, there's any number of activities. And I would encourage anyone that if there's an activity they think they might be interested in that they're not sure is available, call the community center in your area and ask, you know, do you have this activity? And if you don't, why not? And maybe we can get something going.
Those all sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Now, Marcia, let's chat with you a little bit about the nutrition side of things. Some of us are familiar that grandparents like to spoil their grandchildren with a little sweet treat. It sounds like an innocent gesture, but you know, what should grandparents really be thinking about?
Lots of times we associate grandchildren and spoiling with sugar. And there are many, many other ways to spoil our grandchildren. Good eating habits are formed at a very young age, and we're all going to learn to like those cookies and sweet drinks, but we don't need to be introduced to them young. And grandparents can set a good example and be a good role model with healthy foods.
What is important for any caregiver to be aware of regarding healthy choices for children?
We all need to eat a variety of foods from a variety of food groups. Lots of times children get more sugary drinks and fruit juice than is in their best interest. And so offering water is a much better choice. And children do like it when there's good healthy foods available. They will frequently select those over the unnourishing foods.
Good. Now, what are some of the benefits to both grandparent and child when eating healthier?
Let me add something back. There's a place in all of our diets for cookies and candy and sweet drinks. They should be sometimes foods, not something on a regular basis. You shouldn't always bring home cookies from grandma's house. But the benefits are a win-win situation for everyone. Grandparents can eat healthier. They also don't need to have those sometimes foods around frequently. And then the children can learn about the food groups and healthy eating through eating healthy at Grandma and Grandpa's.
Great. Now, what are some simple ideas that a grandparent can use to engage their grandchild and get them excited about eating healthier foods?
Grandparents and grandchildren love to do things together, so anything they can do together related to food is a nice involvement. They can do grocery shopping together, maybe even do the list together first before they get to the grocery store. When children pick out foods, they're more likely to eat them and try them. So shopping together gives them the opportunity to make the selection in the grocery store. Then they can take the foods home and prepare them together, because again, when children help with food preparation, they're more likely to eat it. So everybody wins. It gives children a variety of food choices. They may get to try some new foods that they've never even tried before.
Well, it looks like you brought something healthy and fun to eat, didn't you?
I brought a very healthy, easy snack that children can make for their grandparents or with their grandparents. A fairly new product on the market is the powdered peanut butter, and we do have it in both original flavor and chocolate and hazelnut, and it can be used in a variety of ways. It can be mixed with water and just spread on bread like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It can be used in smoothies or protein drinks, or stirred into maybe oatmeal. What I've done today is mixed 1/4 cup with a carton of light yogurt, and we have some apples to dip in it. Can also use fresh vegetables.
Great, that looks delicious. Thank you both for all the tips and tricks you brought today. We really appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Thank you
for the invitation.
Stay tuned to meet some grandparents who like to do some healthy activities with their grandchildren and create a healthy bond.
I'm someone's daughter and I ride because it's so fun.
I'm a student and I ride to get to school and hang out with my friends.
I'm a father and a commuter. I bike because it's healthy and it saves on gas.
We're retired and we ride for fun, exercise, and to be with friends.
I really love to ride together with Max. He's lots of fun to talk to. He gives me a lot of encouragement, and he challenges me to do lots of things. Well, the benefit is that you get a chance to know that person, but you also get a chance to spend time with them and find out what makes them tick. And they can also share with you lots of things in terms of what they believe, and you know them better.
You can get to know each other, and that you get to experience new things with each other.
I think the biggest thing for me is that getting out there, all it takes is a little bit of time. Bicycling is fun. First of all, I like going fast, but it's fun because I can get out in nature. I particularly like to be outside when I ride. I do like to walk, but this is much better for me, and I think it's easier on my knees than running.
I like it because then you can get all your emotions out, and then you can also enjoy the nature that's going around you.
Well, I think that it shows kids that you can do it. It's not necessarily being a grandparent doesn't mean that you stop doing things. It means maybe you do more things than you used to. I would encourage people to try it out, see how they like it, and make sure that they invite their grandchildren, because their grandchildren may not necessarily think that they would be doing something like that with a grandparent, but can find it to be surprisingly fun.
And that it can help them later in life. It can really help.
We enjoy each other's time playing ping pong. And Tyler's competitive, so that keeps me on my toes.
And it's really a fun environment. There's really no negative comments.
On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, when there's no school, there's a group of us that play. There's about 15 of us, and we team off, and Tyler plays. He does all right. It's good exercise. It helps with coordination. It gives good sportsmanship, and it's a lot of fellowship. The people that I play with, other than Tyler, are all retired, and we just have a lot of good times together.
I like to hang out with the people because they just talk about stuff. I was like, oh, I didn't know that, or like, wow, that was amazing. And it's really fun to just communicate with people who know a lot.
Of course, there's one other aspect. After playing ping pong, we stop for Cokes afterwards. And some individuals, like named of Tyler, would take ice cream. I think there's an important part of having that togetherness together. Can't believe how fast it grows. And if we don't use this time now, I'm not sure where that time's going to come from. It takes a little time, but it's a lot of fun. Sometimes we have to make some changes with plans and realize that sometimes they see things a little differently, but we can work it out.
For us kids, people are like watching TV for over an hour, or like playing video games, and I like to just be active, and it'll help me in the long run.
Shape of the City is dedicated to helping Lincoln stay informed of health and wellness topics and events. Visit our calendar at lincoln.ne.gov, keyword 10health. If you'd like to see your event covered, email us at 10healthlincoln@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Until next time, get active, eat healthy, and stay informed.